You know, like I feel smooth as fuck with the bucket hat on. Like I feel like Jay-Z, like when I wear a bucket hat. Like I feel like I'm worth millions of dollars, even though like
from a bucket hat.
From a bucket hat. The bucket hat just adds like something to, you know.
Considering how we used to clown people for the bucket hat, I am surprised to hear you say that.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You look like you about to go fishing. Like, I mean, put a reel and a real thick test line on him, and
give the man a rod and a reel.
You know what I'm saying? He go pull in a marlin. Like he look like he ain't playing no game. But then he got like the slacks on, so you know.
This is business,
right? Like I don't even know what to make of what he wearing right now. He got the bucket hat on, which is kind of G.
Corporate on the bottom and fisherman on top.
Corporate, non-corporate, it doesn't matter, bro. I'm telling you, in the bucket hat, I feel like I'm $1 million. Like I feel like Jay-Z in the Big Pimpin' video. Like, you know, like I feel like I need to be on the boat. I'm chilling, you know, a bunch of bitches around me. And guess what? When I look at you, I give you that little tilt with the hat with 2 fingers like this. Like, what's up?
I mean, I kind of feel you. I mean, when I wear a brim, I channel a certain energy.
I'm telling you, like, I'm clean as fuck.
What brought back the bucket hat though? Like,
look, bucket hat today brought to you by Rip and Dip. Rip and Dip is a skateboard company.
Oh, okay.
Right. And the first time I found it, I was like, Rip and Dip. That reminded me of like when you was a jit growing up. Like when you rip and dip, like you know you banged off a chick and then you dip. Like you ripped off and then popped off. So it was like rip and dip. Like oh, I found this chick the other day. I ripped and dipped. You know, but it was like a skateboard company, and of course the mascot is a cat with 2 middle fingers.
We'll see.
And I was like, yo, that's all me all day.
It's got
these
cats,
things are regional
cats,
because
middle fingers, like that's me.
That's crazy. These things are regional because we didn't call it rip and dip. We call it smash and go. You know, you smash and you go.
That must be a Mississippi thing.
Gotta be.
And from the city, it was rip and dip.
Yeah.
Well, right? We didn't smash nobody. You know.
We was smashing.
That's cause for the police to come after you.
Right.
Like,
domestic violence charges.
You know, I'm not trying to get that. Like I'm sitting there. I'm trying to do what I got to do and then rip and dip. You know, like it makes sense. But anyway. The $1 million bucket hat got me feeling clean today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go off with that. And with that, I guess we're gonna kick off the intro to the podcast. And then at this point, I'm gonna cue the music, which I'm gonna cut in later.
If you cut it in.
And I'm gonna tell you something, this pimping that I got in my blood, it came from a family tree. My granddaddy was a pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping since pimping. Damn! Where's my bitches? If it had not been for the Lord, I wouldn't have had another bitch come into my life. Tell her, Potter. Oh, you think it's funny, bitch? This is pimping here. I've been on Wheel of Fortune, Prices Right. Oh, bitch, it's funny. Come on with it. Oh, boy, y'all rather piss off that crew than piss off Potter. Oh, it's funny. Keep on laughing. Bring your face over here. Play that shit.
This is exhilarating. But don't get the wrong idea. Megan and I have never done anything like this before. We're virgins.
Well. The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
I'd like to welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like real hating, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born a hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate, but man, I mean, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got 1 car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out.
You're bitches. Better recognize.
Right, so welcome. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Dab Crew Podcast. Been a little bit since we put out an episode. You know, it's your boy Baby Powder here. You know, with I guess what we're gonna call the solid crew of the 2020 Two Dab Crew Podcast. We got Andre.
Yo.
And You got to come up with something better than what you got going.
No, we're sticking with Ergoff. That is definitely
like they know you
as Ergoff.
I know, but You don't want to be known as that your whole life. That shit remind me.
Listen,
like,
I am
I feel like
raconteur Jean-Pierre.
I feel like your name is like I feel like it's similar to Shrek. Like it rolls off the tongue, but it just ain't right.
Well, do you really want to walk around being known as Shrek?
Nope, because I'm Ergoff. Accept it.
Anyway,
love it.
Anyway, I guess DJ Will Knight is, trying to come up in the world being the DJ. So he may turn up, every now and then.
We wish him well.
But I'm gonna just leave it like that. My man is out there doing his thing. I hope he's listening to the podcast. Even though he's not here.
At the very least, Will, you can listen to our
And
show.
I know he wasn't promoting the podcast with his friends because his friends didn't even know about the podcast existed, which is kind of grimy. But
listen, he's on that Kanye West plan. He's locking himself in the basement, working on 5 beats every day for 2 summers. Is that what it is? I don't actually remember.
Whatever, man. So I got a couple topics today. Y'all got anything?
Absolutely.
I got a Dear Crew.
Oh, you got a Dear Crew.
So we're going to hit that later.
Do we want to start with the Dear Crew or do we want... All right, we want to get into
the Dear Crews for later.
So I'm going to give you the topic today because my man was hitting me up on the phone. He was like, please tell me you're going to talk about this topic I gave you today, right? So we was at work. I walked into a conversation, and here's the conversation, right? And I'm going to give you what he gave me, but we're going to get realistic with it. So he was like, if an old lady broke you off with stacks of $100 bills this high, and for y'all, I mean, obviously we ain't got no videos.
It's 2 solo cups.
So we talk about like a stack
a
like 8 to 10 inches tall. So I was like, all right, that's probably like $100,000. He was like, she broke you off with that.
That's
week.
not $100,000.
Whatever. Like we're gonna call it $100,000. All right. You got $100 bills. It's 1,000 $100 bills. 1,000 $100 bills probably about this high. Anyway, so he was like, and you had to smash. Like, what would you do with?
Yeah. No questions.
What do you say? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I first heard the question, I was like, it's situated. Then I was like, wait, it's $100,000 a week. So obviously you're gonna smash for $100,000 a week, right?
Yeah.
But then he was like
$5.2 million.
But he was like, yeah. I said you smash until you make $1 million, then you break off and go start your own business.
What's better than $1 million? 1.2. What's better than 1.2? 1.3. I say you ride that train.
But you
Me
can't
too.
do that for
like
yourself.
for at least for a year. That's $5.2 million, baby.
Well, one, ain't no old lady got that type of money, right? So that's why I said we gotta be realistic with it, right? So I was like, all right, if you do it,
if she's got $1 million, she's got 5.2.
If you smash till you get $1 million, then you disappear and go start your own business and then flip your own money after that. Because if you stick around. To me, if you stick around with this old lady anytime after $1 million, you starting to like it.
And?
Damn.
Listen.
That's the subject.
If you like it, then that's even a bonus.
Now, I think the problem is that y'all thinking like some 40-year-old cougar. I'm not talking about some 40-year-old cougar. We talking about some 89-year-old Betty White type. Old lady, and you gotta smash it 7 days a week in order to collect the funds. And
if she's not gonna take it 7 days.
And listen, whatever you do.
Have you been out to Dexter's?
Listen, you're gonna have to smash it 7 days a week in order to collect your $100,000. If you don't collect your if you don't smash 7 days a week, right? If you miss a day, remember she ain't getting no period no more. She went through 2 menopauses already and probably a hysterectomy. So you ain't none of that, like, it's that time of the month. It's always ready to go. It's probably dry as fuck. I mean, like, how much skin can you rub off your dick with that sandpaper pussy before you, like, got to give it up?
Okay, baby, so here's my thing. I feel like, first and foremost, if she's got $1 million, then she's got disposable income. So I can hang in there for a year and get the 5.2.
So you would hit dusty old lady pussy 365 days.
Yeah, because I mean, directly after I can leave, I can peace out, and I can go get some young virile pussy because I got the money to flex on these hoes. Like, I mean,
yeah, but what I'm saying is like, why you can't make it on $1 million? Donald Trump made it on $1 million. Why you can't make it on $1 million?
I can make it on $1 million, but why make it on $1 million when you can get I'm just saying, but 5.2 is better than 1, right?
But that brings me to my second point. If you hit it more than $4 million, that you starting to like it.
So I'm gonna.
But what's the problem with liking it?
Like it's some more.
So I'm gonna.
Like I'm like my boy Andre.
No, whoa. I was down for this, but here are the things, right? If she's like 89,
hey, we don't.
I'm gonna hit it. No, listen. Let me finish. If she's like 89, my concern is more of what if something happens while I'm smashing? Like, I know I sound white, but I'm black as fuck. So if something happens, there's no, died in the heat of passion. No, this black man murdered this 89-year-old woman.
Oh my God, you're going too deep.
No, for real. I'm gonna take that mill and bounce. If she was like a 40-year-old cougar, 1.1 is better than 1 million. Right. But at that point, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna roll them dice.
Listen, all right. So now let's get realistic, because there ain't no chick breaking off $100,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So say it's an 89-year-old chick who gonna give you a $5,000 a month allowance, right? But you gotta come smash at least 3
times.
That's
$60K a year.
You gotta come smash at least 3 times a week, and you gotta go to all the functions with her as her boo.
With my degrees and credentials, I can get a job better than that. So nah.
Fuck that. What part-time job you gonna make $60K a year?
I didn't say part-time.
But he's
that's part-time.
Smashing the chick 3 times a week is part-time.
Even if you putting in like the heaviest of work and you there for like 4 hours, right? That's like the heaviest of work.
What y'all talking about 4 hours?
Like 4 hours?
Yeah. It's about 35 seconds, and then you fucking take it off.
4 hours?
I can think the only bad part is that like you swimming in it, right, or whatever, and then she like your dick start to get soft because you're really not into it, and if you don't nut, then it don't count.
Well, we didn't have that stipulation.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I might not make it. So.
You don't need a prescription to get Viagra
with a 9 to 5.
Hey, no nut, no money. So what's up?
Shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my chances with a job.
All right,
go for it.
All right, so we go roll. So old lady fucking or a job, you gonna take a job?
I'm gonna smash the old lady and get me some Viagra. With $5,000 a month, I can find a dude who's gonna sell me Viagra on the side. I will be there for $60K a year. So conservatively, 2 hours of your time, 3 times a week, and then a 4-hour function at least once a week, right?
Well, maybe I don't know. Like I'm not the old lady. I'm not trying to pay you.
Oh, well. Let's say it's 2 hours of your time, 3 times a week, 6 hours, and then a 4-hour function. So that means in 10 hours a week, you're pulling freaking. How much did you say?
$5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month. So sorry.
So it's like $1,250 a week.
So it's $1,250 a week. Fuck yes, that's lawyer money. I'd do that. I ain't got a problem. I go to work 9 to 5, and then be all like, "All right, guys, I'm going to my other job." They're gonna think I'm doing an Uber. I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm doing Uber, sex Uber, but I'm doing an Uber."
Sex Uber.
I don't know if you can make $60K a year doing Uber.
Maybe
you could.
I don't know. I've never Ubered before.
You could, but when you break down the math, you're making like $7 an hour.
That's a
so
lot of
you'd
work,
be working a lot of hours, but you could theoretically do that.
So they're gonna be like, "How the hell he working this job?" And
listen, who the fuck is up in my financials like that? Ain't nobody.
You
up in
work for a finance company.
Like
now. Okay, so like here's the offset. Like ones if like when you smashing the old lady, like you got to do like whatever she tell you to do. So like older people they sometimes have bowel issues.
Oh, we don't. I already
told you I'm out, so
we don't do. Well, so, right now he's working on me right now. So we don't do shit and piss play. We don't do that.
I'm just saying, like I'm not saying shit and piss play. What I'm saying is, like she may want it in the ass. but she don't have control of her bowels anymore.
You are out of control right now, man.
I'm just saying, like
this man is out of control, y'all.
Like, all right, so here's the other question I got for you, though, right? Because for a fact you're the only one she's smashing, right?
Mm-hmm.
because she older, she paying you to guap, and you know she disease free because she go get tested beforehand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she tell you got to hit it raw every time. You still down? You know she ain't getting pregnant because she 89 years old.
I don't know. I have some potent. I have potent fellas. So
wait. Your sperm gonna like yo Andre's sperm is like the fucking the T virus from Resident Evil. Like
it's gonna rejuvenate.
The dead. It's gonna rejuvenate that.
It's gonna rejuvenate those ovaries. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But she got a hysterectomy. Like
no problem.
So
like after hysterectomy, I'll
still
smash.
smashing.
Yeah,
and you hit it in the ass. Still cool, clean, no condom.
Yeah. Like no. We're not going from.
Remember, I told you she got a diaper.
You didn't say nothing about no diaper. We said no shit, no piss play, right? You ain't say nothing about no diaper. And I hope she would be clean and like go through the proper procedure and preparation for this.
You think an 89-year-old chick gonna take an enema?
I'm sure she's got a hot caretaker. Oh, if she got a hot caretaker I can smash on the side. That's just a bonus.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Y'all are on.
All right. So I want to say the jury is spoken based on circumstances. 2 out of 3 may hit. I'm saying no the whole way.
Oh no! It's not 2 out of 3. I'm out.
You at $100K a week, you was okay.
At $100K a week, then we can talk about some logistics.
$5,000 a month.
Yeah,
but what I don't get is like if you like old lady pussy, why you want to do it for $5,000?
My thing is, bro, there's a big difference between $60K a year and $5.2 million.
All right, so I'm gonna break this subject and jump into something else.
Right? All right.
Because
I love your segues of what? No segue.
Yeah, fuck that. We moving on. I just want to bring that up. So my dude,
well,
you heard me on the podcast and put your topic out there. Some dudes out here is gonna smash your old lady, like literally not your old lady, but your old lady. For $100K a week, and as desperate as $5,000 a week, some dude will still get in that ass, regardless if it's a diaper or not.
Listen, we didn't say nothing about no diaper,
but she ain't got no control of her bowel movements, bro. Like she basically R. Kelly, but 89 years old.
Again,
maybe I won't. Maybe in that case, 1.2 million is not better than 1.1 million.
Look, I told my dude straight up. I was like, yeah, for $100K a week, you smash until you get a clean meal, and then you walk off. You're a millionaire. You just disappear on that bitch, right?
Yeah.
Like fuck it, move on. Go with a cool meal. If you can't be successful in life with a cool meal. Like there's something wrong. Like I don't need to be haunted by this dead pussy for the rest of my life. Like it be floating above the bed, like woo.
You're smashing another chick. She's all like, "That's not how you did me."
Fucking ghost of this old lady come back to haunt you.
It's even worse if the chicks you smashing can see her, because then they'll be like, why is there an old woman watching us? Oh, that's just Betty. She's just the chick I smashed.
You sitting on the toilet taking a shit, and her ghost pop up in front of you trying to give you a Blumpkin.
Hell no. Wow.
What you know about getting a Blumpkin from a ghost of an old dead bitch? Oh, man. Anyway, so...
Suck your dick up the wall like Scary Movie. I'm sorry.
So anyway, moving on to that shit. I want to talk a little quick. Like, I'm going to call it COVID. I'm tired of calling this shit Corona, because Corona is just the term of the virus. The actual virus is called COVID. Right? And anybody still calling it the Rona or Corona, whatever the fuck.
La Corona.
And some people be looking at it like, yo, this COVID-19, what happened to the other 18? Like, they don't realize it was fucking named for the year it was fucking discovered. So, a couple things, right? I want to talk about, like Corona updates, the origin of Corona, and then, like, new norms in Corona, right? So any of them topics y'all want to touch on at any point. But to me, right, when it comes to the Corona, the one thing I love about coronavirus is people staying their ass home. Right? So I go to the mall the other day. I hit up the premium outlets over here in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it got that big-ass parking spot on the side where all the cars park. That shit was dead empty. Dead empty. And when the spot where all the premium spots was all open, had to be maybe 25, 30 cars in there. And it was like 12 o'clock.
That's
so
amazing.
It was noon on a Wednesday where that shit usually be flooded with people. That shit was so empty, right? And you could go to any shop you wanted, and it was almost nobody there. So it's like you could shop in peace. You got parking. Only 3 stores had fucking lines. Adidas, Nike, and Bath and Body Works. Like, what the fuck?
Because Bath and Body Works is supposedly having some crazy ass sales. But I get what you're saying.
Them chicks love Bath and Body Works.
Right.
You know, but at one point I was like, man, I love this. Like, I love people not being out. And then, like, it hit me on the second part. It was like, at night, when you want to go out and meet people, there ain't nobody out. So It's like the what is it? The tale of two-sided sword.
Yes.
Like on one side you get what you want, the other side it's like you don't. And it's like, fuck, man. Like,
right.
How come I can't go out with people at night and then during the day have everybody stay their ass home? Like, then I realized that I need to live with a bunch of fucking vampires. Because like during the day the motherfuckers would be not coming out in the sun, so I'd be good. I'll go to the beach, get my spot that I want, go to the mall, do what I gotta do, and then at night all the motherfuckers come out and then I'll be good.
What I'm hearing is your dream life
is Twilight.
Is Twilight.
Fucking Twilight, man. Like, I couldn't even think about that. I was like, fuck, man. Like, my life that I want is a gay romance novel.
I feel you on that. Like, for me, I love the traffic being lighter. Like,
traffic ain't lighter. That shit is
actually it is.
I tell you what, like I'm gonna disagree with you there because you know I'm commuting 5 days of work, five days a week for work, almost an hour. I ain't seen no decrease in traffic.
Well, not during rush hour.
Maybe here in Orlando, like Orlando City.
But the outskirts?
Well, not during rush hour. I will say rush hour is still the same because a lot of people are going to and from
Jackie Chan
during those
rush
same
hour,
hours. But anytime outside of rush hour hours, morning or night, there is significantly less traffic around, especially around the city.
You go this way and I go this way.
And so for me personally, like, you know, getting around, I personally don't go anywhere during rush hour anyway because why would you do that if you don't have to do that? But as far as going around, and I enjoy that, but then at the same time, like you said, when you're going in these shops, you're going to the mall, you're going places to get your items that you need. I'm like, this is really nice, but I'm also thinking, like, how long can these people hold up with this significant decrease in traffic? And like, for me, I'm just thinking, how long until this shit just
I miss, like, honestly, what I miss is, like, Walmart being open late. I never like going to Walmart during the day unless, like, you needed something particular. Like, if I had to do my, like, browsing at Walmart, like, I like to do that shit at night. Like, 1 a.m, I get off of work, I'm over there chilling, I got my time, I can walk around, you know, do what I got to do. But during the day, Walmart sucks. And even in this pandemic, Walmart still sucks.
I just cut Walmart out of my, like, a long time ago. I was like, you know what? I'm going to only go to Walmart when it's absolutely necessary. I don't necessarily miss that as much.
I'm going to shout out Walmart, though, because I be funking Walmart outfits and shit.
No, I'm sorry. Because it's just too much. It's
like,
too much.
When I was a
Walmart
JIT,
is too much.
When I was a JIT, like, it was all about name brands.
Right.
Remember when we was like,
and I hated that. Yeah. Cut Mark, like, Echo cut. I used to love that cut.
You had the polo tee, the designer jeans. You had the Nikes on. Now it's like, when I fucking step out, I'm in some Walmart shorts. I got this, like, whatever shirt on. It doesn't even matter what the fuck the shirt is. Right, and you look clean. Nobody gives a fuck what brand you have on anymore. Right. The only brand to me that, like, when I see a brand out, like, I see a dude in a polo tee, who gives a fuck if it's Polo Club, Ralph Lauren Polo, the polo shit that got the 2 dudes in the 1 horse, Shout out to my dude Chewy because he know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right? It's two dudes riding one horse. Like all that other, like, who gives a fuck what it is?
Needs to be a porno website. It's two dudes, one horse.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's a fucking shirt with a collar. It's a polo. Nobody gives a fuck what brand it is anymore.
Right.
You know, the only brands that stand up to me,
like
Gucci.
Tissues. Everyone calls tissues Kleenex, but Kleenex is a brand, but everyone just calls them Kleenex.
Let me ask you this though, baby. Is it that nobody gives a fuck, or is it because we've gotten older we don't give a fuck?
Nah. Have you ever in your life had a chick not suck your dick because of the brand of shirt you had on?
No, but I also...
Have you ever looked at a chick and said, I'm not going to fuck her because of the brand of the shirt she had on?
Well, I mean, dudes are not going to do that.
Yeah, but
I'm saying... Listen, the only time that shit matters is, like, the only time people nitpick outfits like that is either in school or, like, superficial, like, areas where, like, hey, you're in the fashion world, yet you're wearing some Walmart shit. That's the only time stuff like that happens.
Think about music again when we was growing up, right? With music, they shouted out name brands like Trick Daddy and whatever. So it was Shut Up. Yeah. It was like Hell Nah Ho, you know these Polo, right? And they was like shouting out brands. So you was out there getting the brands, and it was big in the fashion. Right. FUBU was big when we was growing up. Fat Farm, shit like that. Like urban, fashion was at a peak because they want you to buy it. But now you don't really have any urban fashion
because urban fashion has become fashion.
Yeah, it's just fashion.
Yeah,
like again, like it doesn't matter what the shirt is. If you put the outfit together and you look good, and outfits now is different. Like Kanye West shit, like shit could be out in the blue, but
he literally put together hobo clothing and called it a fashion line.
I'm still gonna disagree, guys, because I mean, if you listen to some of the lyrics, they're still shouting out Prada, Fendi.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the only brands to me that matter anymore are the real name brands: Gucci, Fendi, Prada.
All like those mid-tier accessible brands. They don't really get play like they used to.
Like of course.
Like do you care? Like I don't wear Tommy specifically because when I was a kid growing up, Tommy Hilfiger was the racist shit. So it's like you don't wear it. But like when we was growing up, Tommy was a big name. Polo, Nautica, right.
I didn't even know Nautica was still around.
All the brands kind of just phase out. I mean, they still sell them, but it's like when you buy a shirt anymore, you don't really give a fuck what the brand is on it. You look at more like, yo, I could put an outfit together.
But also part of that is because brands went from just like having stylish clothes that with a decent cut that you're like, oh, that's a quality shirt, that's from this brand, to I'm just gonna make the same Walmart shirt except half the shirt is gonna say Marc Ecko on it for like a good 5-10 years. That's all the clothes turned into.
Listen, I don't give a fuck if the white tee is Polo, Express.
You don't want a Gangstalicious tall tee?
Nah, I don't give a fuck. Like a white shirt is a white shirt, a black shirt is a black shirt. Like to me, it's the same cotton picked by the same motherfuckers in whatever country it come from. Now, the feel of the shirt is different.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know that there's a cotton gin now. It was invented, so, I mean, nobody's really picking cotton anymore.
Oh,
the machine.
That's not accurate.
No, that is accurate.
That's not accurate. In third world countries, they don't use cotton gins. They use people.
So Google fact check. We'll divvy into that. I'm sure ain't nobody picking cotton. Somebody got to run the machine to pick the cotton. Right, so somebody.
I just wanted to throw that out there because I felt a little triggered.
There you go. Listen, I ain't condoning nobody picking no cotton. It's a new day and age. I'm just saying that when it's like bed sheets, man. Like like even
there's still a difference in quality of the clothes, but as far as like styling and everything goes, now everything's styled.
I tell you, I got fucking $5 Walmart shirts that feel way better than I could get in anything else. Mm-hmm. Because just the quality of cotton is just there.
It's crazy how when you get older, you realize that the things that matter really don't matter.
But is it because we're older or because that shit just don't matter no more?
I think it's wiser.
No, I think it doesn't matter anymore.
I don't think it matters anymore.
I think it's just we're wiser because I mean we have real life situations, we have real life bills, and so it's like, okay, I can either get this $90 shirt or I can get this $20 shirt and I can have $70 left over to pay for bills.
No. I don't think it's that at all. Because here's why. Hold on. Here's why. Because I am a grown man child and I could walk through an H&M and that's all cheap, fast fashion clothes made for people way younger than me. But I still wear it because, hey, that shit's cheap, kind of stylish, but that shit is made for 20-somethings and teens. If you walk into H&M, that shit's not really geared towards someone in our age demographic. But I still wear it because that's how I dress.
But what I'm saying is, like, all right, so when we was all growing up, what was the shoe you should have had on your foot?
Jordans.
Or
Nike, Reebok Classics.
Nike at the least. I was a Nike man.
But you get what I'm saying? But what is the shoe now? Like the staple shoe that you see on most people.
Unless you're a sneakerhead, it doesn't really matter.
It's probably Vans and Converse.
Yeah.
Flood the market now. Like Vans and Converse been around since we was kids.
Yeah.
But they never had the play that they have now.
Vans always had play.
Nah,
the skater culture. Skater culture is
now.
more ubiquitous now than it used to be.
But
though.
when you see people like G-Eazy in the video wearing Vans and everybody else, then
that's like, a callback to like his skater roots when he used to be a little skater kid. Though.
Yeah, but that's what drives fashion now, right?
Right.
So you look at it, you went from the $150, like Jordans used to sell out in minutes.
Right.
And they don't sell out like that anymore. Like, I don't rush to the store to go get a pair of J's. Like, I still like J's. I still go out and get them when there's a pair that drops and I want them. But I'm not waiting in line in front of the fucking Foot Locker for 10 hours.
In 10 feet of snow for 6 hours.
Like, because people ain't out there copping them like that no more, though. Right. The fucking shoes that ball out when they do it are like fucking Yeezys and shit.
Right.
So
it's super exclusive shit.
It's not to me culture. The culture has changed where it's like it doesn't matter what the outfit is; it matters how you wear the outfit.
Right.
Because you could put on whatever the hell if you look clean. Like again, like when you put on a hat, right? People don't know what brand of hat it is. They're not looking to be like, yo, is that a Kango? Like they don't care. They look at you and they be like, yo, your outfit is put together. Your outfit is tight.
New York Hat Company, by the way. I only roll in the best of circles.
New York Hat Company, South Beach.
Whoa, and none of these niggas paying us.
Yeah,
this is
Can
true.
we like no sponsor hits unless we getting paid. Speaking of which, where's that South Beach beer check?
Actually,
well, we're gonna have to check your followers and your viewership.
Listen,
hold on. After we done the sponsorship,
hold on. I want to before you check anything, I want to let you know we got 250 views off 11 episodes.
Thank you. That's
right?
these people.
In 2 months, that's coming in. Thank you to the viewers out there. 2, the South Beach beer check hasn't come yet. All right, we still waiting on it. But 3, we shouting out every brand because I need motherfuckers to follow. So shout out to Rip and Dip, whatever hat company you wear, whatever bullshit sandals you got on, whatever the fuck, we shouting out all that. Whether I like it or not, hit us up because you know what? Eventually people gonna come back in history and they gonna be like, yo, this is one of the realest podcasts I ever heard of. Right? These motherfuckers kept it real. It's gonna be history. Martians in outer space eventually gonna get hold of the podcast. And
you think we're gonna get the Martian demographic?
I think so. I think the Martians is coming. They gonna come look for Baby Powder and friends. You know, that's what it is, like straight up. So anyway, so we talked about Corona update a little bit. So like I had a brief conversation with somebody about the true origin of the coronavirus, right? And it was like, oh, you think it's a hoax? I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's a hoax. Like I feel like the coronavirus exists, but I don't feel like it came from some fucking animal like they said it did. I feel like the coronavirus was created specifically by somebody, and they fucked up, and now we dealing with the after effects of somebody fuck up.
So you subscribe to the China biolab accident thing?
I don't necessarily think it was. I don't blame a certain country for anything because I don't know who.
Not
it was.
blame, but you think that's like how it happened.
But I think think about it. What is the move in like warfare, right? The last technological advance in warfare was the atomic bomb, right? U.S. dropped that shit on
Hiroshima
and then
Nagasaki
and fucked up everything, right? It killed so many innocent people. And the thing is, it was public. There was no discretion about it,
right?
So then after
it's
that,
called a deterrent.
After that, right, you get known as like a juggernaut, a bully. Like you can't do that. So then the Cold War came. They did the little nuclear missile shit. but it was like.
I like the way you describe it as the little nuclear shit.
Right. As if it wasn't devastating as fuck.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
Listen, but I mean, like, nothing really happened since World War II. I mean, like,
Right.
yeah, Desert Storm, Gulf War, I mean, Vietnam. Like, you had all these different things, but nothing with the aftermath. I mean, the atomic bomb was so bad that the U.S. had to go back later on and rebuild Japan.
Right.
And they rebuilt it way better than we are now. Right, so we can rebuild a country better than us, like $6 million man. We can build it. We can.
There's a lot of fundamental reasons why that things are different, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, after that, it was we can't do that again. You can't publicly drop a fucking atomic bomb on anywhere.
No.
And do it. You can't shoot a nuke in the air because it'll be all over all these headlines and everybody being the way they are now. I mean, we hand out participation trophies and shit. Everybody's a tree hugger. You know, so you can't do that anymore. So they got to come up with some type of way to fucking cripple a demographic without being in the public. And you see them movies all the fucking time where they put some shit in the water. I mean, the Joker tried to do.
You were not wrong. You were. It was the joke. No,
it was Batman.
It was Ra's al Ghul.
And even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these ideas come from somewhere. Like, somebody thinks about this. Put it in the water, have some evaporated, everybody gets sick. Right? You could easily do that and blame it on fucking bats or whatever the fuck it is they want to blame it on. So here we go. Fucking scientists builds up the fucking builds a virus. They got to test it on human subjects. So they go to this little fisher market in China. China's overpopulated. So who's going to miss a couple people? But they had no fucking idea that this boat with these fucking tourists was gonna stop at this China market. Like, if those people didn't stop at that China market and they had built some type of, like, secluded wall, like, you had what they call a controlled factor.
Right.
But now when you bring in all these variables, now all hell breaks loose. Because remember, all you heard about that shit was in the market and on the boats at first. They had no idea the shit was spreading the way it did. So I think somebody fucked up. And they was trying to build some type of biological weapon, and then they fucked up, and now they gotta blame that shit on bats. And they already made a movie about that shit like 10 years ago about the fucking bat shitting and the pig eating the crap, and then it go to like we already went through this. Like, if you haven't seen the movie Contagion, like they're basically they're feeding you the story they already made a movie about. Like, it came from this and that, and guess what? These people are playing y'all. Like, I swear, I can't prove it, but it makes sense that human beings created the coronavirus, right?
I love this because this is a great primer from our dear crew at the end of this.
All right, well.
But as far as, just to address what you're saying, like, I understand and I feel that, but I don't know. It could be the case.
You know, honestly, there's a lot of theories circling around. I am less concerned about how it started and more concerned about how the fuck are we going to get rid of it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you get rid of it at this point. I think you can't create a vaccine for an evolving virus. Remember think about the most notorious virus on the face of the earth.
But think about it. The flu, they create a vaccine, even though they have to do it every year.
So do you think the flu was made by nature or made by man?
I don't know.
I think flu is nature. Sneezes, sniffles, because I've seen cats
but
and
it's evolving,
sniffle.
Just like you're saying. Right. So, I mean, obviously the flu is different every year, but they have a vaccine for it every year.
Think about one virus that there still ain't no cure for.
HIV.
Right?
So, but now let's think about why there's not a cure for that.
Why?
Because it disproportionately targets gays and blacks who are traditionally like...
But all right, so again, right? So you got a virus that they said Mother Nature created. They say Mother Nature created HIV, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with either. I don't agree Mother Nature created AIDS.
Quick footnote.
Okay.
So HIV is actually a naturally occurring virus in monkeys. And that's why people used to say, oh, someone fucked a monkey. That's not actually how that happened. when they were testing and deriving polio vaccines, they were using a bunch of monkeys that they shouldn't have been using. So there is a non-accepted, and I say non-accepted because it's taking one of the greatest achievements of ridding the world of polio and then making it a bad thing. But the non-accepted truth of the matter is the distribution of the polio vaccine is actually what caused AIDS, because they were using monkeys to derive a vaccine that they shouldn't have been using to begin with.
If that is
do your own research and come up with your own ideas.
If that is legit, I'm gonna have to fucking kick myself in the ass.
Do your research and come up with your own conclusions.
So like I believe, because I look at it like HIV is spread through sex. Right, for the most part. But the funny thing is, HIV didn't come up until like the 80s. Right. And during the 70s, it was free love and everybody was fucking everybody. Right. No protection. And AIDS didn't come up till afterwards.
So about midway through.
So how AIDS suddenly popped up out of nowhere. Right. And if
about 10 years after polio vaccines.
And if your fucking information is correct, why was it predominantly in the gay and black communities unless gays and blacks had polio? I don't know. Saying, I don't know the facts, but I don't believe your fucking story based on that. Because you know who gets polio? Everybody.
I'm
like
merely
chickenpox.
I'm merely stating some information that's out there. Please go do your own research and come up with your own conclusions. I'm just saying, hey, this is a thing that's out there.
All right. Well, before we bounce off the corona subject, you got anything to add to it?
No, I'm good. Like I said, I think that it's more about like, okay, so we're here. How are we gonna combat this thing?
Put on a mask.
And because of how badly it's been handled here in the U.S., you like, it's almost like you don't want to fix the problem.
I have a controversial Thanos level view of the whole thing.
Just let that shit go to everybody. And
you said that,
they always tell you survival of the fittest. It's survival of the fittest. So we're an overpopulated country, like world. The world is overpopulated. Maybe not in every area, but there are places like China ain't the size of the U.S. and they got way more people than we do. Right? They control a fifth of the population. There's 7 fucking continents, and granted, majority of the Earth is unlivable because of that. So like that's what I was saying. Like, you give everybody coronavirus, and whoever lived to tell the tale.
It's not the first time that's happened in history. I'm just saying, like,
people will not accept that because it's so many innocent people that'll die.
I'm just saying, like, we
Thanos.
live.
Hey, wait.
Right. We live a really long time now comparative to when like all these archaic systems were put into place. They weren't meant to deal with people living to 99 all the time. That's supposed to be a hand select few of people.
How the fuck is the government supposed to siphon your Social Security if they're paying you for 20 fucking years after you retire?
Right. So
they want to pay you for 10 years and then you die.
And I know it sounds cold, but like, even if I'm a casualty, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Let it ride.
I'm not co-signing that shit.
I don't expect people to co-sign it. That's why I said it's a controversial Thanos opinion.
Unfortunately, I believe the only way to fucking stop the coronavirus is either to give it to everybody or come up with a vaccine. But again, what happens when your vaccine turns into your polio story? Like, we fucking do this shit, and next thing you know, you got a fucking virus that makes everybody lose one testicle. Like, I'm not willing to lose one testicle.
Listen. I refuse to be average. I need all 3.
Well, gentlemen, I will say I was one of the fortunate people to have it and live to tell the tale. So I'm gonna let y'all figure that shit out because I know that I'm asymptomatic.
You didn't even know you had it though. Like, that's the crazy part.
Exactly. I was completely asymptomatic until I went to the hospital. So I'm gonna let y'all figure that shit out. Because it's not gonna affect me.
Hey, he good.
I'm good.
Us, we gotta figure out what
y'all figure that shit out.
Listen, man. Whatever happens, man. What happens.
Listen, only like 1% of the people die from corona, so we good. Unless it's like 2 of us in a pool of 98 more people, then one of us may die. But right now, the odds is in our favor, just like the fucking.
And may the odds forever be in your favor.
Right.
So, so before we got about. I'm looking like maybe 15, 20 minutes left. How long is the Dear Crew letter going to take?
Like 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes.
All right. So real quick, one more topic before we get into the Dear Crew. We'll end it with the Dear Crew. I was talking about this with my dude, and I was like, think about it. We're going to go back to The Matrix. Everybody's seen The Matrix, right?
This is a good primer for the Dear Crew story.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. So we was talking about, I was like, yo, like, you know, the one in Matrix. He was like, Neo. I'm like, nah, the one in The Matrix was Morpheus. Right? Now, they tell the story of The Matrix, right? And you go through the Matrix trilogy, and they have all the other shit on the side. But to me, I was like, yo, the guy, the one in The Matrix, like the one that made the difference was Morpheus. And everybody's like, nah, it was Neo because he could fly and do that, all this shit. But everybody could do that. Right? I thought it was Morpheus. Because if you think about it, like when Neo went to go see the architect showed him 700 different versions of him or whatever, and was like, they all failed. Right? Mm-hmm. So why this Neo made a difference?
Because this Morpheus
this
got
Neo,
this Trinity. Actually, no, there was always a Trinity. There was always a Trinity.
This Neo, exactly. There was always a Trinity. There was always a Morpheus. There was always or maybe not. We don't know if there was always a Morpheus or a Trinity, but we do know there was always a Neo because he kept going to the architect and he kept failing over and over again. Right? This Neo was discovered by this Morpheus. This Morpheus taught him. If this Morpheus didn't get his ass caught, where Neo had to end up running through the fucking agent and then fucking creating a virus and shit, right? Would he have been successful, right? Because if Morpheus didn't fucking discover Neo, his ass would have still been in that office building.
Mm-hmm. And he would eventually become the one, but on his own without the mentorship.
And then who really inspired Neo to do better? Like, I get it, he was in love with Trinity, but remember that first ass whooping that fucking Lawrence Fishburne poured on his ass, like, really made a difference.
I like your ideals, and I'd like to subscribe to your monthly journal.
But people don't agree with me. Like, I'm sitting there like, yo, like, you got to think about it, right? Like, is it the man or the man behind the man that really made the difference?
It's always the man behind the man.
Because I think regardless of what would have happened, like, without Morpheus, say Neo had come out the Matrix and did all this other shit, I still think he would have failed if not Morpheus behind his back.
You right.
You're not wrong.
Because one of the main differences is Agent Smith. Agent Smith only existed because Morpheus got caught.
Exactly, right?
And that's the whole reason everything got set into motion the way it did. So this is actually,
like, as you're thinking about it, right? It starts making a lot of fucking sense. You're like, holy
you're
shit.
Right. You're right.
So if you think Neo is the one, you dumb as fuck. Right? You can sit there and tell me all these things all day. Like, he could fly, but so could Agent Smith.
Right.
But the point is, Neo couldn't fly if he didn't have Daddy Morpheus by his side.
Oh, you're not wrong. But this is a great primer for our Dear Crew.
All right.
So
go
gentlemen,
ahead.
We have to come together to help out this poor individual.
Okay.
So after consuming some substances, our fan decided to sit down and watch all the Matrix movies while under the effect of certain substances. They then freaked themselves out and were confused. They didn't know if they were in a simulation. So then they decided to go online and do a bunch of research into simulation theory, which is where we're all in a simulation right now. This isn't real, right? We're all in a simulation. And now they're stuck in a state where, like, they're not sure if they're in a simulation or not, and it shook them. They are shooketh, as the youth will say.
I'm shooketh.
So, and I just wanted to get your opinions and see, like, do you think we are in a simulation?
Okay. First of all, what substance?
That will remain nameless, as will the individual.
I don't need the individual. I just need the substance. I need to know what I'm working with here.
It was shrooms.
Okay, not that bad.
I figured as much.
Right? All right, so one, I completely fucking agree that we're all in a simulation. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, there are certain times when I jack off and then I come out and people fucking look at me and I fucking think they knew what I was doing the whole time. Like, I try to be super discreet with that shit, but then I'm like, yo, were you just watching me on TV jack off? Like, it was the fucking...
Like Truman Show?
Like the fucking Truman Show. Like, I swear to God, there are times in my life that I feel like my life is the fucking Truman Show because, like, certain things don't add up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why you said that to me? Why you looking at me like that? Right? Like, I'll go in the bathroom at work, I'll take a shit, and then I'll come out, and then somebody starts giving me the eye. Like, you know I was just taking a shit? Like, why are you looking at me like that? Okay. Right? Or, like certain people, they start creeping you out. Like, I swear to God, like, I feel like my life is on video. I feel like it's too many things that are too coincidental to be coincidental.
So I'm going to say something partially to freak you out and partially because, hey, who knows? But I've known you a majority of your life, and you have what's commonly referred to as a protagonist protection, where shit just happens to fall into your lap and turn out, no matter how unthinkable, like cursing out your manager on the PA at work somehow leads to you getting a promotion. That's some protagonist type shit. So, as someone who's known you for your whole life, I actually do believe your life is a simulation and you're the protagonist.
I honestly, I feel that way. Like, I can't explain it, but, like, I just feel, especially, like, watching the Truman Show, like, how like, when Truman would go overboard and they suddenly send the whole cast over to show up with the beer, like, yo, let's go out and have a drink. Like, why the fuck are you in front of me right now? Like, I'm
real
trying to go
convenient.
smash some shit. Like, okay. I'm sorry. Like,
Sir, what do you think?
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. I don't think that I am in a simulation. I think that there were too many things that the effect was a direct result of me being the cause.
So that can be the case and you still be in a simulation.
But I don't feel like, I never felt like there was, at any point, I never felt like I was out of control of all of it.
Well, you could still be in control of your simulation. Like, I could just be an NPC in the simulation of your reality.
So think about this though, right? When you go to sleep, you dream, right? So how do you know this isn't a dream? And when you dream, it's actually when you're awake.
So this is because this was a whole conversation.
Wait, but why? How do you know I was going to say that? How? You see,
I don't know you were going to say.
I'm talking about. Like, you see, like, you knew I was going to go this route. You knew I was going to go this route. So now you sitting there reacting off the path that you knew I was going to take, like I'm predictable, and I'm not fucking predictable.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this way of thinking, is because it's so easily to marry the two. So you can say, "Oh, how did you know that?" But he didn't.
So I have a question.
Yeah, he did. Look at his fucking face. He fucking knew it.
I did, because this is, like I said, I had a whole conversation with this individual. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna pose this out there. Do both of you know how the human body works? Like how the brain controls the body?
Listen, we know what they want us to know.
We know what they want. Okay, in the current perception, you understand that your brain is interpreting electrical signals, and that's how you control your body. Like, I'm picking up my vape because my brain sent electrical signals to my arm to reach down and pick it up.
Of course.
The sense of touch is my brain interpreting electrical signals.
But that's exactly why you could be in one of those fucking Matrix pods right now.
Exactly. So you don't think we're in a simulation. What is the difference
between this and virtual reality?
Right. Imagine virtual reality hooked directly into your brain. What would be the difference?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah. How do you know you're getting head from a real chick or one of those fucking sex dolls that the Japanese have?
Well, now,
how do you know what the difference is?
Situation.
No,
they're self-lubricating now.
But it all leads into the same thing. Like, this could be a simulation, right?
I mean, technically it is. If you're thinking in terms of pure how the brain works, then yeah, technically we are in a simulation.
Now that you're on board with the fact that our reality could be a simulation, does it matter
No, not at all.
What do you mean doesn't matter? It
Doesn't
does
matter.
It does fucking matter.
So
No,
we're going to go back to Matrix. Remember how Cypher in the first movie was all like, no, fuck this. Why would I want to be in reality when I could be in the Matrix eating this steak and having sex with a fine woman and be ignorant to the horrors of reality? Would you choose life as it is, no matter how hard it is, or live peacefully in a simulation?
God damn, that's mind blowing.
Well, I mean, I don't think at this point we don't have a choice.
Morty's mind blowing.
Well, that is a good question, but I think at this point we don't have a choice. Like, we have to deal with what comes our way.
So, like, if I could put you in a simulation where there was no more coronavirus and you were 20 pounds slimmer and you always had a
like
fresh
40
head.
pounds slimmer, but let's go.
Wow.
You see, like I wasn't going that far. I was just trying to give you a little bit.
Listen. When you play the video games and you have the body sliders, right? You always make yourself the buff ass dude, or if you're playing a chick, you give her tits to the heavens. Okay, you might as well take full advantage of the slider. No 50% shit. Let's do this.
You punk ass, blasphemous, dope fiend, leatherface, frog eyed motherfucker.
All right,
I take offense.
Continue. Answer the question. Like, would you
That's
rather live reality as it comes, or live in a semi-peaceful simulation?
But if we've been in a simulation our whole lives, what's the difference?
Exactly. I don't. Like I said, you have to take it as it comes, because, like, how do you get to choose?
But I don't like the fact that somebody else controls the simulation. So as easy as they give it, they take it away.
Correct.
Right?
Okay, so who's controlling the simulation?
Exactly.
Is that our control?
God.
Who the fuck is what? But then this brings up a great fucking thing is that if we are in a simulation, that would completely explain why nobody knows whether the Big Bang happened or God created Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Because you have no idea. Because think about, like, if you honestly think about it, like, the theory of God creating Adam and Eve is on the borderlines of magic, right?
Yeah.
Almighty being, Almighty being with the power to control and warp reality, right? That's on the verge of some supernatural shit. Big Bang.
Supernaturalism is just science we don't understand
Yeah,
yet.
but Big Bang, boom, right? Creates organism.
Right.
But who created the shit to make the Big Bang?
Whoever
Like
drew up the simulation.
random rocks just fucking appeared and then fucking blew up and did this some other shit. You gotta think about where the fuck is their true origin?
It's the forever Christian question that you'd ever ask. If God created everything, where did God come from? Like, you're not allowed to ask that question.
I have an even deeper question. If we're in a simulation, then what is reality?
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Does head even feel as good as it does if this is a simulation?
Right.
I feel like the easy answer is we're in reality.
But when did they start giving head? Because they didn't do it during Caligula times. They was all
Of course they was given head during Caligula
No, they
times.
wasn't.
They had to have been. Like, I'm sorry.
Head is
but,
not a new invention.
But, like...
But you didn't hear about it till the 70s.
It was
not a new
unspoken.
invention.
It was unspoken.
So why did everybody start
uncouth.
speaking about it?
Because
they had different set of standards.
Because a movie called Deep Throat came out that talked about
But-
sucking dick, and now everyone was all like, sucking dick is cool.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. You tell me.
I don't know. I don't suck.
Jennifer, is sucking dick cool? We have a quiet guest.
I mean, it feels good.
Oh my god!
That was a great Dear Crew question.
Listen, but I still haven't put my finger on this yet. Is it a simulation or is it not? Like, if I smack the fuck out of you, do you feel it?
My brain. So even though this isn't a real body, my brain would tell me that I feel it. What would be the difference, right? Exactly. If this is a virtual body or a real body, like, what is a real body?
Because a simulation. So think about the simulation, right?
The
If we're in a
simulation
computer,
is real to the person
and
being simulated.
and the shit fucking up the computer are viruses, right? So viruses are just like fucking coronavirus and shit like that.
Right.
Right? Those are just computer viruses.
Next
like, nobody else is actually getting sick. This is just a virus that's fucking weeding out the people who don't believe in the fucking simulation.
So now I
so
have
if
a
you don't
question
believe
for
in
you.
the simulation,
Are you your physical body? Are you your physical brain? Or are you the specific pattern in which your electrical signals line up?
Why can't you be both?
If I could,
this is a mind blower because like you have no idea what the fuck the right answer is.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I thought it was a great question.
And so I feel like until we know, we're both.
But now my question is to whoever created the simulation: why create things like overgrown pubic hair? Like that just doesn't seem like it's ever enticing.
I don't know about you.
So you could style it.
No,
I don't know about you, but mine stopped growing at a certain length.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's just like sometimes it's just too much.
You just style it. Sometimes you give yourself like the middle part. Sometimes you quaff it over.
So it's like
if you're in a bad mood, you give it bangs.
So are haircuts and shit like that just like basically customizing your avatar?
Yes.
Wow. Holy shit.
Right.
But honestly, like I honestly feel sometimes that like the dream, because you can never remember the dream. So how do you know?
You slowly forget the dream.
No, you can never remember.
Because I remember the dream, then I just slowly forget it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you know what is reality and what is not?
Right.
Is the dream actually reality? And every time you boot back in, maybe it's like a reboot, right? That's why you get tired. Because the system starts to slow down, so your body has to reboot by going to sleep, right? And then that's when you actually wake up, because your dreams always be some weird shit, and then you always come back to this regular basic shit. How come I can fly in my fucking dreams, but then in what we gonna call reality, like I can barely drive, but I can fly? Like maybe I'm like actually like a superhero in real life, and I'm like actually out there like whooping ass and shit. But my subconscious is being trapped by some evil person.
I'm just saying the Scientologists and Dianetic have some right ideas.
All I know is reality as I take life as it comes. Simulation, no simulation.
Listen,
you have to give.
I don't want to know how you take dicks. I know they come. You don't have to tell me that. However, you decide to deal with that.
Whoa, nobody said.
We're not sharing.
Nobody said anything about.
You said you take it as it comes, and I'm like, whoa,
life as it comes.
Pause, sir. Pause. This is family content here. Okay, we don't talk about that kind of stuff here. You leave that on your other podcast,
sir. I shall be forced.
Tell Biff I said, hey, I haven't seen him in a while.
What is the other podcast called?
I don't know. If you had a gay podcast, what would you call it? That's a terrible name. That's a terrible name. Why would you call it that?
I don't know. I don't know, Andre. I don't know.
That was just absolutely trash.
It is trash. I named it after the chicken. The chicken dish.
If this podcast was I guess we have to call it 2.5 Dicks, and I'll let y'all figure out who the half is.
It's absolutely Andre.
So you're saying I have the half dick?
Absolutely.
Oh shit!
You half dick motherfucker.
Wow. All right. So what?
I must be doing pretty well for never gotten any complaints then.
What
Imagine me with a full dick.
All we need to do is find the fucking controller of the simulation and
simulate. Oh, slide that, move the dick slider.
Simulate you with a full dick. There you go. Like no more half dick for me. I'm pulling a full chub.
Well, we just need to reboot his ass.
Oh man! How do you know I'm not running this whole simulation? I decided to pop in to fuck with you.
Yeah, like he's the fucking.
Well, if you run the simulation, I'm gonna need some money, motherfucker.
He's the fucking.
I'm just fucking with y'all.
He's the architect, but he like jumps into his own simulation for like fucking shits and giggles.
Like after a show's been going for like six seasons, the writers write themselves into the show just. I mean,
if Martin Lawrence and like Eddie Murphy can play like 8 roles in one movie, then why the fuck can't this be a simulation?
How do you know that wasn't 8 different Eddie Murphys?
My man
you assume he's changing clothes.
He was
that literally could be him duplicating himself because yes,
he was the whole clumps. All of them.
At the same time. Have you ever seen behind the scenes of the clumps? No. It doesn't exist.
But now I gotta ask the question: why does the green screen work the way it does? Like, why does the sun always rise and set at the same time? How come you can predict the sun rising and set, but you can't predict the fucking weather? Because every time I get caught on the goddamn weather.
weather.
Listen, it's 2020. We can't even hurricane right in Florida.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know?
We can't do a lot of things here in Florida.
So we definitely got to wrap up, right? But that's the last thing I want to say is like, how do you know hurricanes are created by man? Like, there's like some type of...
Because they're ghosts of old slaves that come off the coast of Africa to hit the United States.
Holy shit, that makes a lot of sense. I guess
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that.
We'll call this podcast "Ghost of the Past."
Ghost of the Past, yeah.
So we run out of time. So I appreciate y'all joining me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please follow. I'm not even going to shout out the social media anymore because I've been asking everybody for 12 episodes. Follow me at this. Come follow this. Do this.
Distance
share
makes
it.
the heart grow fonder.
So even with social fucking distancing, where ain't nobody got to do shit but sit home, like nobody can actually just fuck. Everybody's like, oh, I listen to the podcast. It's funny. Like, keep it up. When y'all go record another podcast. So people's listening to it, but they won't fucking follow me on social media. Like it's a fucking click, boom, follow. And I'm offering free shit.
Listen.
There's free simulated fucking merchandise for every 25th follower. Like, you'll get a fucking simulated shirt. I mean, fuck it. I simulated.
Y'all better get this simulated shit.
I have an idea. For every 100th follower that believes in us, when they die, we'll give them 99 virgins.
You know what? That actually may work, though, because motherfuckers was flying planes for 64.
Right. So I'm saying, like, if all you got to do is follow and get 99 virgins, I think we good.
I'm done. I am done.
I'm just saying, like the reality is that if you follow us, South Beach Beard will actually come off the map.
Yo,
And
let's not promise more than we can give. 99 virgins we can do. South Beach Beard,
First of all, let me just chime in. On our simulation, we the shit.
That's your simulation. That's not the simulation I live in, apparently.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, right? Literally, like, we've been doing this podcast, and besides the people close to us, like, we have not gotten a fucking follower. Like, still, my GoFundMe is out. The GoFundMe to get me the fucking MacBook Pro, so we can continue doing this. Wait. Not one fucking donation. And I know I got family listening right now. Y'all motherfuckers ain't donating. Please don't expect.
This went from an outro to a bitch session.
Don't expect no fucking Christmas gifts this year, because y'all motherfuckers can't support your boy even with a fucking $1 donation. Like, nothing, right? So Christmas time come around, bitches ain't getting a fucking thing. You gonna get exactly what you put in. You put in shit, you ain't gonna get shit in return. And that's a simulation fact.
I'm just saying there's like 3 of us on this podcast, and you don't even have $3 on this GoFundMe. So I just think that's funny.
Look, and the funny thing is, all these people on these fucking podcasts, I paid for everything myself. How about that, mic dropper? Yeah. What the fuck?
I dropped the mic.
You son of a bitch.
All right, we out.
So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, listening, whatever the fuck. Please follow us social media. Share with your friends, your family. Donate to my GoFundMe. I know it's a lot of shit to do, but y'all put in, I'm tongue-tied here. Y'all put in way more work to try and get pussy that eventually smells. So please... do yourself a favor, save yourself some time, hit your boy with the $10, and I guarantee you a little more entertaining object than that. So with that, the crew, we gonna hit you with a peace.
Peace.